Hey y'all, I'm Deidre, and this is Now That's What I Call Black Love. So, as you can see from the title, the theme of this video is something old and something new. And first of all, before I get started, my hair is wet, so it may shrink during the course of this video. I don't have any product or anything on it other than like, what do you call it? Leave-in conditioner and some oil, because I don't know how I want to do it. So anyway, so I alluded to this on my personal channel, Shade Tree Reads, that I was reading these two books. They fit prompts for a readathon that has been going on all month, and that's the Missy Elliott readathon. But on the base level, these two books are the something old and something new. So Through the Fire by Donna Hill was published in 2001, and After Hours Attraction was published in 2021. But these books have a whole lot else in common that I didn't realize until after I read them. Through the Fire is the third book in a series. It is about it is the Quentin Parker series is what this one is. It follows Quentin Parker, who is a musician through now the third love or relationship that he's been in. And it is interesting that I didn't realize that this was part of a series until I went to read or mark it currently reading on Goodreads, that I have the first book in the series, which is A Private Affair by Donna Hill, but I would have never thought that these were in the same series. So I didn't know. I would have just picked this up if I had known that. Anyway, so the other thing, and I already mentioned that the main character is a musician and an artist, but so is his love interest in this book. And then with this one, this is also musically inclined, I guess. So this is about, well, this is set in a record label called 404 Sound, which is located in Atlanta, Georgia. So we have musicians here, and we have like behind the scenes where these are the people who, the artists who this record label, if they were in the same world, would be working with. So I thought that was cool. I had no idea. On top of that, this is the second book in this series. The 404 Sound studio has another book set before this that follows the main female love interest in this book's cousin, I think, and former roommates. And I did not know any of this before. Like I said, I went and put it on, marked it as read or currently reading on Goodreads and the story graph. So I just thought that was cool how this sort of theme that I just thought up and sort of plucked out of the air really worked out in a lot of different ways. So then there are other ways that these two books fit the theme of something old, something new, individually in their own ways as a story. Something old, and you know, this is no shade, like, check out Miss Donna's headshot, like, please, like, come on now. But like in this story, and this is somewhat of a spoiler, somewhat, so if you don't want any spoilers, then no, it's not a spoiler. Let me take that back. So in the very beginning of this story, like if I had known this was the third book and I had read the previous two books in the series, this wouldn't have been such a surprise to me. But not a surprise, but like I didn't know this going in. Both main characters lost their spouses not in the beginning of the story, but we hear about it in the very beginning of the story. They're both artists. They both are really moved by music and their artistry and creating music, composing music, writing lyrics, all of those things. So they have that in common, and they both have lost their spouses in tragic ways. And I think they might have been similar ways. Like, I think they both were car accidents. They don't go through too much of the details in this book, but of Quentin's or Q, however you want to refer to him. But oh, and I don't think I mentioned the female's name. It is Ray, and Ray, R-A-E. So yeah, so I thought that was really cool that they, not cool, but like that it fit, like this story fit this theme without me doing a whole lot of research. Just like the stars aligned. And then in my something new, they both the male and the female love interests, whose names are Ansley and Gage. Yes, Gage and Ansley are the two main characters of this book, but they're both trying to get fresh starts with their love lives after bad breakups. And I thought that could be like sort of what's the word, related to the theme of something new. I thought that was cool, and I didn't know anything. Like I said, this was a gift given to me by my friend over at Stitch Witch Books, and I forget their name on Instagram, but I'll put it on the screen here. But this was a gift for Christmas, I want to say, or maybe just a hey, I hope you feel better gift when I was going through a rough time. Maybe even last year. I've had it for a while, but I finally picked it up. So I knew nothing about that. I'm saying all that to say. And I also didn't know this was the second book, because there's nothing to indicate that necessarily on the cover. And I don't think I needed to have read the first one to have enjoyed this, because I did enjoy it. Anyway, so that is how these two books fit the theme. Let's just go into a little bit of my feelings of each book and how I'm doing with reading romance, and sort of where I want to go personally with this channel and with Ashley. Through the Fire by Donna Hill, like I said, it is about two artists, two musical artists who have lost their spouses and have turned and used music in different ways to sort of work through it, the grief of that. Ray threw herself into her work, into creating music, into her artistry, into performing, whereas Q sort of just shut down and decided to take his anger out on music in that he will not play it anymore. He stopped playing. So they meet, and Ray is very, very forward and very direct with Q, and doesn't like let him guess, or like, she really is like, hey, I'm into you, come and see me, or come to the club this night. And Q, you know, like I said, he's not doing music, he's like away with music, but something draws him to the club, and they have a magical night in that he watches her perform, and they have a great conversation, and that, you know, the rest is history. And there is a third act breakup. They do actually break up a couple times, because I didn't think it was unnecessary. I got kind of irritated with Ray at one point, because she just sort of was kind of not really wishy-washy, but she was very volatile with her emotions. Like, she was hot and cold sometimes. Like, a few times Q like didn't give her a full enough explanation or answer to her liking, and she would just like dismiss him and kind of shut down. Whereas Q was clearly trying to work through his emotions, but wasn't doing it fast enough for Ray, and so they bumped heads a little bit about that. But I liked this. I liked how Q and his, not even really an ex, co-parented. I liked how that whole thing sort of went down, and I really enjoyed this. I think I'm going to give this 3.5 or 4 stars on Goodreads. So After Hours Attraction is kind of also, besides an office romance and a musical romance, it is sort of a forced proximity, not sort of, it's a forced proximity situation where, so what happens with this is Ansley is Gage's executive assistant, and Gage has had a previous office relationship that went bad, and his ex ended up embezzling money from the label, which is a family-owned business. Anyway, so he's kind of hesitant to ever get into another office romance or to date anybody from the office that he works with again, whereas Ansley has had a crush on him for the longest, and she also has a kid, so she's just like, you know, very hesitant to jump into any kind of situation with an older kid anyway. She has, I think he's like in the double digits, but I forget exactly how old he is. Anyway, so they are, it's a short book, so it's not a whole lot of room for a lot to go down, but what happens to sort of move the story forward is they are trying to get a shipment of some new equipment. It's a long-standing studio in the Atlanta area, so some of their equipment has sort of gone outdated, and they have a very popular artist that is coming to record, and they want to impress this artist so they can continue to you know, be profitable and relevant. And so their shipment goes missing, and so they have to go escort the new shipment from the manufacturer back to this back to 404 Sound. Well, Gage gets it in his mind that he needs to have Ansley come with him because it'll make the whole experience go smoother. And a storm comes, and they're forced to be in this bed and breakfast. And so they they sort of, they don't really it's not like super corny. I really liked how it unfolded, but Gage is kind of uppity, and Ansley doesn't like how he acts around kids and the things that he says about kids. The third act breakup in here also made sense to me. Like, it didn't seem stupid. I just thought that Ansley's behavior was a little odd. Like, when she blew up, the timing was weird to me. Anyways, but the way they made up and everything was really cute, and I liked how Gage's relationship with Ansley's son, I've forgotten his name, but Ansley's son sort of developed, and it was really cute. I think I'm also going to give this 3.5 or 4 stars on Goodreads. All in all, I had a really good experience reading these 2 books. After Hours Attraction and Through the Fire. This one's by Donna Hill, this one by Kiana Alexander. But as far as my reading and my plans overall for this Black Love channel relaunch is, I'm just kind of sad that things didn't work out as I kind of wanted them to. We had a lot of plans last year. Maybe some would say a little over ambitious. But life also happened, and our schedules just didn't line up. But what I want for myself and for this channel going forward is, I know that my romance reading is outdated. Like, I need to read more of the current stuff, and I just need to read more in my monthly and weekly TBRs, or just in what I'm reading. So that is a goal. I am trying to read at least everything that I have in my Kindle by the end of the year. I'm trying not to purchase anything new because I have more than enough to at least read, you know, 1 or 2 romance books that I currently own a month, on top of what I can get from my library. So that's my general goal, and then we'll just see how my reading goes if I start picking up on patterns, picking up on a change in taste or authors that I truly love, and try to make videos that go around that. I know that I'm a mood reader. Like, I really am a person who likes to read whatever my brain is telling me or whatever I see in the moment. And so I'm trying to make sure that I can sort of steer that in ways where I only have stuff in front of me. I'm not going book shopping, I'm not browsing, I'm not doing all that, so that I can get the stuff that I want to read and have those at the forefront of my brain and my hands. With that said, I plan to make at least one video a month for this channel. They're gonna vary in theme. Like I said, it'll probably go along with my mood and whatever I'm seeing, and then also in discussion with Ashley and just what she's feeling like, and where our tastes align, or whatever we're feeling at the moment. Like, we want this to be just a place where Black love and Black romance books are at the forefront, period. That is the goal and the point of this channel. So thank y'all for watching, and we really appreciate you subscribing. Hit the notification bell, because we do not have a set schedule, and I don't think we plan on making a set schedule. So hit that notification bell so that you can know when we post a new video. See y'all later.